East meet West tacos. Now these are tacos that's basically Chinese flavors and Mexican flavors put together. Now you can do this with any other kind of flavors that seem to work, like Japanese flavors and Canadian flavors. Japanese poutine sounds pretty good to me, but I don't know. But they will make these tacos. Food trucks will make these tacos that had those flavors, and that was a big hit in the late 2000s, early 2010s. Like, it was a trend for a long time. It kind of died down, but the flavors are still there, and I wanted to see if I could recreate it based off what I gathered from a lot of different recipes that I've seen. This is actually my first time trying this, so we're going on an adventure together. Now, normally with these food truck street taco East meet West things, they normally use pork tenderloin. Unfortunately, due to rising prices, these weird food shortages, and this winter weather that we had in our area, a lot of these items that I needed were like sold out, or they just weren't restocked out soon. So I had to get what I can get. I got pork chops, and actually they were bone-in pork chops, which was cool because once I was done processing them, I got the meat off the bone, keep those bones, and make broth out of it. So here on this part, I actually decided to keep the pork chops meaty, I guess. I decided not to ground it. I was going to ground it at first, but I changed my mind on that. So what I did here, I cut each pork chops into 1/2 inch to 1 inch strips, and then I cut those strips in half. Now, on this part, I chose to do purple onion. I julienne purple onion to throw in with the pork. But there's a multitude of things you can do with this. You can do red onions. You can do Vidalia onions, which are like the sweet onions. You can do cilantro. You can do some red chili flakes. You can do, it's just a multitude of things you can throw in there. Just don't put pineapple in it. But yeah, you can do whatever you want. Alright, so if you got past the 3-minute mark with me, then I appreciate you guys for watching. And I would like to ask you to like, subscribe, and to share this video with your friends and your family. And maybe they'll make themselves some street tacos as well. Alright, so what's in the skillet is about 3 tablespoons of canola oil, and I spread it around the pan. And if you're using a cast iron skillet, make sure it's pre-seasoned. Don't use a brand new skillet or a skillet that has all the seasoning stripped out of it. Just trust me on this, you'll thank me later. And then I put it on top of medium-high heat, and I cook with that heat the entire time. I'm gonna go and cook the onions first because the onions have like some juice and stuff that I want to get out of there first, and then we'll throw the pork in. Alright, now, 3 things. First thing is, I have no idea what my daughter's doing in the background, but she's doing something. Second thing is, what I'm drinking in my cup, if you're interested, is a elderberry and hibiscus mixed tea with a little bit of sugar, and that's what I've been sipping on for the past couple of days. It's pretty good. And this Japanese pepper. This is a citrus pepper. That's the best way to put it. It's a citrus pepper. It's kind of hard to find depending on what kind of grocery stores you have. Like if you have an Asian Mart, you can find it, but a lot of times like Walmart and Kroger is not going to carry something like that. So you can actually replace that with white pepper. Now for the pork itself, I actually created a taco seasoning blend, and I'll post this somewhere on the video somewhere so you can see the blend. And you can actually Google this. You can get this blend anywhere. I actually go a step further with ancho chili and chipotle powder. But that's what I'm sprinkling on here. I mean, it's going on individually, but that's what I'm putting on here. So this is gonna create that East meet West flavor, because even though China and Mexico, they both use cumin as a main spice in certain dishes, a dish like this wouldn't call for it, because I noticed that a lot of countries will have a spice blend or a sauce blend, and we're putting them both together. So we got to kind of find that perfect balance. So at this point, I want to use a little bit of sour or tart, depending on how lime tastes to you. I'm going to take some real limes and I'm going to squeeze the lime juice into it. I don't want to use that pre-bottled lime juice stuff. It doesn't taste good. I don't like it. Anyway, my daughter decided she wanted to try to do it, and these limes really needed to be like moved around a little bit. So here's my advice for limes, because I noticed limes really have a I want to say tough outer skin, and then on the inside it's equally as tough. I mean, it's full of juice, but that's why you have those lime and those citrus juicers or whatever they're called. I don't have one of those. One of the tricks that I learned is you can microwave them for a little bit, for like 5 seconds or something, just to kind of get the juices moving, and then you can take them and you can roll them around on the table or something for a little bit. I'll say about 10 seconds. To kind of get the juices flowing and make that juice come out a lot easier. Now on this part, I'm going to actually add the soy sauce mix that we made, and mind you, you hadn't seen me put like very much salt into the skillet. The only time I put salt into the skillet was for the onions, just to kind of get the juices come out of the onions, just to sweat them a little bit. Soy sauce is quite literally salt. Like, that is one of the main ingredients of soy sauce is salt. So a lot of the salt that you're going to get is going to come from the sauce itself in this particular dish. Now the honey is going to act as, I want to say, a thickener, because honey is sugar, it's glucose. So what's going to happen is we're going to add this into the pan, and of course it's going to be liquid. It's going to be kind of watery. We got to cook this down for a little bit. I would say no more than maybe 5 minutes, just enough to get that sauce to kind of thicken up and to turn into a glaze for the pork. Now I know normally, if you're familiar with street tacos, especially like these East meet West tacos, I don't know why I have such a hard time saying that. They'll dress it with like Asian coleslaw, or they'll dress it with like pico de gallo. You can do whatever you want to do. Like, we have sesame seed, we have pico de gallo, We have verde sauce. It's Taco Bell verde sauce. That's mostly because that's all I can find at the store. And lime and just a multi-tool. You can pick whatever you want on these things. The main important part is the quality of the tortilla shells that you get and the quality of the meat. Like for me, that is. That's in my opinion.